Okay, there seems to be a problem with your connection, Commander Sudhakar. Let me come back to you. In fact, breaking news coming in. The central government has empowered the Army Chief to exercise powers to call out each and every officer enrolled in the Territorial Army to provide support to the regular army, is what we are learning. Manohar Kesri, my colleague, is joining us on the broadcast to give us more details about this. मनोहर, ये तो होना ही था. आर्मी चीफ को पावर दे दी गई है, पूरा एक चलन दे दिया गया है कि उनको जिस प्रकार से, जिस तरीके से फोर्स को लीड करना है, जिसको भी बुलाना है, वो उनको एक तरह से प्राथमिकता दे दी गई है.
देखिए, बिल्कुल गृह मंत्रालय की ओर से एक नोटिफिकेशन जारी कर दिया गया है और इस नोटिफिकेशन के अनुसार से ऑफिसर्स हैं वो भी अलग अलग स्टेट में रीजनल लेवल पे हैं या फिर यूनियन टेरिटरी लेवल पे हैं, स्टेट लेवल पे हैं, उनको आर्मी चीफ ला सकता है. उनकी आर्मी चीफ को पावर दे दिया गया है. जो टेरिटोरियल एक्ट है 1948 तो उसके अनुसार से नोटिफिकेशन जारी किया गया है और बताया गया है कि जरूरत पड़ने पर उन लोग को आप जहां चाहें वहां इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. उनको आप अच्छे से कुछ ला करके अगर जरूरत पड़े तो ट्रेनिंग भी दे सकते हैं. जी.
All right. In fact, let me rope in Pramit into this conversation as well. Pramit is, of course, the India practice head for Eurasia and an analyst. Pramit, appreciate you being here. Well, the international media has also taken a lot of interest in what's happening between India and Pakistan. Obviously, both the countries nuclear, both the countries saber rattling at this point in time. But the fact of the matter is that Pakistan has been the one that has always stooped down to some sort of a compromise as well. Is that something do you predict will happen in the future?
Some point, I expect Pakistan to eventually eventually accept that this has to stop, but they're very clearly of the view that they need to hit India in some manner that is acceptable to their public or acts as seen as a direct retaliation or compensation for the initial attacks that India carried out, and roughly the Pakistanis claimed 31 civilians' deaths. And so they keep hitting out, trying to do that. They did this, remember, in 2019 as well. We did Balakot. They carried out 6 strikes on India, but they just did it on barren land. It was purely symbolic. But Prime Minister Modi said that's enough. We bring it to a close. India, as others have mentioned, has already made it clear as far as they are concerned, they are ready to sheathe their sword any moment, any time that Pakistan wants to. Instead, we've seen Pakistan keep repeatedly trying to hit us. So 2 nights in a row, we've seen them fire drones and missiles, seemingly at military targets. And so far, they've been remarkably unsuccessful because our integrated air defense system has actually worked quite brilliantly. The question for Pakistan now is, how long are you going to keep this going? Because you have international pressure saying let's bring this entire conflict to an end. It's not important. Both China, the United States, everybody, Saudi Arabia have said there's no point in doing this, continuing this. It's also not clear what more they can do. As long as India's air defenses are holding out, Pakistan cannot mobilize a land attack. That's simply beyond, that would be devastating for them, given India's conventional superiority. Nuclear is out of the question. So what more can you do? They've built an arsenal of decent long-range and short-range missiles. They've tried them all, and they have not done very well. So what more can you expect to do? And that is not clear yet. I think if Professor Nalapat is correctly right, if this had been a civilian government, I suspect by now it would have been over. But General Munir has a very different point of view, there's an excellent profile of him in the Financial Times recently, which says that compared to even other Pakistani generals, he is a hardline Islamicist. He made a speech which made it very clear he believes that promoting India as the other, as an enemy, is the way to solve Pakistan's increasing ethnic and economic problems, unite the country. And until long as he's there and he doesn't seem to recognize that he's running out of options, we will probably continue to see a few more rounds on this front. But it's simply impossible now and what has now happened, India's responses have been seems to be aimed at degrading air defense systems in all their major cities. This is very important because in military terms, this effectively means you are completely vulnerable if the escalation ladder keeps rising and India's air power is then used. Um, can be used against you, and you are almost incapable of being able to defend yourself. So you now have a situation where India's air defense system is both intact and proven. Pakistan's, however, has been badly degraded and shown to be, in fact, incapable of stopping drones and missile attacks. So you are increasingly becoming more and more vulnerable if you decide to continue down this path. So the question is, when does the Pakistan military conclude that when do they effectively declare victory, if you wish, and walk away? It's very hard to predict it. I don't have insights into what they're thinking, but it would not surprise me if we have at least one or two more rounds before they accept that this is basically a dead end for them.
Pramit. In fact, some breaking news coming in. Pakistan